double trains. Let's talk about strategy for freight. My strategy for doing this video is to make a video about the middle area, attacking, defending, mid-fight, blah blah blah. Then I'm going to do another video talking about the second point, and then another video talking about third point. Makes sense. Let's just get right into it then. In all likelihood, you will come out of this doorway, into the mid area. Pockets will usually dangle around this area, peeking left and right in the manner in which I am doing right now. Medics will obviously dangle behind them, staying out of sight. Very important that you do that as a medic. I play competitive medic, so I'm talking to all you guys to consider that a free tip. Staying out of sight, dancing around this area, back and forth a little bit, but as a medic you want to keep it, you want to be not so much focusing on what's going on your teammates over here, because they're going to be stretched out all along this area right here. So you want to basically keep the majority, about 60% of your attention on this area right here, and the other 40% watching this and looking at the action. Well, not looking at the action because you shouldn't be doing that, but keeping an eye on your teammates over here who are taking part in the action. You're basically going to be watching this area right here, because sometimes you will see a scout from the other team jump over right here and then get an easy pick on you, and that is really bad if that happens to you as a medic, especially in the mid-fight, because if you lose your medic early on in the mid-fight, you've just lost, like, there's a good chance that you're going to lose, is what I'm trying to say. But yes, sometimes since I talked about the scout jumping over the thing, sometimes you'll have a scout and immediately just like rush over here, hop over this thing and try to pick their medic, who, if they know what they're doing, will be sitting around here. As a pocket, you want to be paying about 75% attention to this, 25% to that, keeping an ear out for your medic, calling it out and whatnot, but enough of the pocket combination stuff. Sometimes you will send a scout over here, sometimes you'll send both scouts. That's just a strategy call. Hell, good thing I got out of the train's way. So other times you will see a scout dancing on the point, trying to get here. Other times you will see them go under, swim in the water down here, come around to this little pool right here, and then come around and pop the medic this way, or go through here. Pick off a sniper. Snipers usually dance around back here, maybe forward up here if they're feeling frisky, but typically along this back wall so that they can grab this med pack really quickly in case they get picked from another sniper. That typically happens. So yes, if you're a scout, you can come up through the water here and pick up any kind of sniper or whatever. Typically you will see the demo man sit on the far side near the staircase. I'm on the opposite side of where I started actually, so why don't I go over there now. But you have your combo sitting around here. Sometimes you gotta keep an eye over here for scouts. Send a scout that way. Here comes a train. You'll have your demo man typically dancing around this way, and from the medic's perspective, I play competitive medics, so I'm gonna keep going back to that throughout these videos. But you very rarely during this mid-fight do you ever see your demo man come over and get heals, because typically all of the spamming, the shooting goes like throughout this pathway right here. It's all about in this angle right here, so you hardly ever see your demo man come from this side and jump over to come get heals from you, because he has to expose himself. And usually you see a sniper come on this map, but you know, what are you gonna do? Who am I missing? Roamer. Roamer usually just dances around right here. More so than the demo man in this mid fight, I think. In my experience, have I seen the roamer actually come over to the medic to help out? But the roamer pretty much just like does his own thing during the mid fight. Usually, when you're a roamer, you want to get a height advantage. That's very important. So sometimes I'll see him go up here. Other times I'll see if my demo man feels frisky. He'll like jump all the way over onto this little platform, or even try to sticky jump coming out of this doorway all the way around here and trying to strafe himself so that he can get the fast pick on the medic. But that's more of a suicide thing, and it would be more cost effective, more cost efficient to send your demo man, or rather your scout, to go around and try and get the medic pick early on or whatever. As a demo man, you want to get the stickies over on this side and on this corner right here so that you can stop their pocket from peeking around the corner. And if you can prevent if you can prevent someone on the other team from peeking and firing and into the spam fest or whatever, that's a big deal, because there's only 5 people. We're ignoring the medics. It's actually 5 people who can actually shoot at you, and if you can like get rid of one of them with sticky traps and whatnot, that's awesome, because then he'll have to like back up and go around it, and then the medic will have to be dragged with them, and then he's even further away from this little thing right here, and then your scouts might have a better opportunity to get a pick. But yes, that's enough at the mid-fight, I think. I think I covered everybody. You don't really ever see a pyro or anything like that, so I wouldn't really talk too much about that. But, yeah, I don't really see heavies in this either. Anyway, let's move on to attacking and defending the midpoint. Let's say you've taken the mid-fight, you've won it, but for whatever reason, you're on red team in this little scenario here. You've taken the point, That's red. Assume that's red. And you've not been able to. And it took you so long to take the midpoint that they've respawned. So you're dancing around right here. How do you decide which way to go? I don't know. If this goes on for longer than 10 minutes, I'm just going to make 2 videos out of this point. So I'll just keep going. I got my internal memory time sensing thing saying I'm at like 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes by now. I don't know. I'm stretching it. Whatever. You'll know in the YouTube video. So how do you decide which one to go through? Typically, most pushes that I see, well, actually, this is kind of a 50-50 thing when I think about it. But my team, I guess we have a preference for going for the right door because it's faster to get to the second point, which we'll talk about in a different video. But you've taken the point. Now let's talk about defending the midpoint, because we obviously in the scenario that I said earlier, you've taken it. How do you defend against it? Well, when you do see a push, you have 3 options. You have the left door, the right door, and the lower door right here. Typically, you only see scouts. Maybe a demo man one time I saw come through the water here, but usually you'll see scouts go through the water because they're just faster. But I want to talk about defending too, actually. But I don't really see it happen very often that you have to defend the midpoint, the third point. But if you do, you basically want to have sticky traps on both the doors. You want to have your demo man watching the left one. Your roamer go rotating back and forth in the bridge to watch both things. You want your pocket around this doorway or around here so that he can have somewhat of an angle on both things. Your medic you want up high because it's harder for a scout to aim up at you if he comes from the water. It's harder to aim up and shoot somebody than it is to aim down and shoot someone. You see what I'm saying? So you want your medic to be going up and down on this staircase. It's also harder for the sniper because if the door goes up, it's only like up for like a fraction of a second, and if you're up here, the sniper doesn't really have an angle on you if he's sitting back right there along this wallway or along that wall back there. So you want your medic dancing around right here. That's not, people do their own things, whatever. That's what I would do. That's what I do basically. Roamer dancing around here. Scouts cannot really go down in through here. There's no other way into the base, so it's just a matter, from the scouts' perspective, it's just a matter of finding an opening in their, finding a break from their attention to like run in and try and like pop somebody. Like usually the medic will be around here. Well, not usually. You'll see demo man definitely watching the story, but I'm talking about defending too now. I don't want to get into that yet. Attacking the third point now. Attacking the third point. Okay, typically you will make a push out of one of these 2 doorways. When the other team is defending, their attention is going to be spread across these 2 things, unless you hint to them somehow that they need to watch a certain door. Sticky traps are almost guaranteed, unless their demo man is dead, of course. So you want to have your first person out to always like do the whole little look up thing right quick when they come out. But typically, I don't really ever see anybody push out of these doorways unless you have an Uber off. Because of the sticky traps, for the most part. But when you push out of here, the first people you're going to see is the combo. If you push out of this doorway, you're going to run into the demo man. Usually the scouts watch this doorway better because it's more of a smooth run. It's a more longer sight. They have more room to move through that doorway than they do this one. So yes, when you're pushing out into 3, you typically come out of this doorway, like I've said already. And it's just a big old death match right here. If you pop the Uber second for whatever reason, then they will most likely retreat back through this doorway or this doorway right here. But when they retreat, they will typically go back to about here where they're used to during the mid fight, because that's like the second nature to them. Mid fights are very important. But yes, there isn't really much else to it, because it's just, come out with an Uber out of usually this doorway on your right part of your screen right here, and then just push inward, and then just keep on fighting over the midpoint. Once you actually push the defensive side back to the midpoint, it just becomes the mid fight again. It just reduces to the previous case. So there's much to talk about. I'm going to end this video. Let's talk about the second point.